I know this question's going to come up of how did you meet Chad Hugo? How did that whole connection happen? And I remember, I think this was like the end of the 90s or early 2000s. Serban called me up and he says, I got this friend, Chad Hugo, and he works with Teddy Riley. And Teddy sold him some gear, but he doesn't have all the pieces. And I don't know if Teddy didn't sell him everything or if he lost something but something happened and he has a system that doesn't work. And it was like a Pro Tools rig. And he said, can you help him out? I said, yeah, sure. So he said, all right, here's his phone number. Just give him a call. So I called him up and, I talked to Chad and he's a very quiet guy. And he said, yeah, I think he bought a card and he got the interface for Pro Tools. It didn't get the cables in between them, something like that. But he was totally down. So I said, okay, let me get all the right pieces that you need. And I shipped them off to him. And, that was pretty much the way I met him. And I had no clue who he was. And I remember I was talking to Serban one time and he was telling me he was shopping for a house to put the studio in. Or maybe he was just shopping for a house for himself. But there was some big house that he was looking at, and he said, "Yeah, I'm looking at this house, and but Chad's interested in the house too." I go, "Oh, just offer them a little bit more money, and you'll get the house." He said, "No, George, you don't understand who Chad is." And then he explained it to me. I go, "Oh, I didn't know he had that kind of money." And he said, yeah, if he wants that house, he's going to buy it no matter what the price is. And I said, oh, and that's when it dawned on me, who Chad was. But talking to him on the phone, he was just nice and quiet, no ego, just needed a few things. And then he started calling me about other things, and I would get him for him. And then I made a trip down there and met him, and just the nicest guy. So that's how I met him. It was a introduction through Serban, just for me to help him out because he didn't have all the parts and he didn't understand what he needed to make the whole thing work. And I sorted it out for him. So there you go.